President Mangino, I have the honor to report that there are now present members of the graduating class, the staff, the faculty of Queensborough Community College of the City University of New York, all gathered to participate in the 62nd commencement exercises of Queensborough Community College. Under the direction of Professor Stephen Dalkey, Queensborough music students will lead us in singing our national anthem. Will everyone please stand?
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and
The audience will please be seated. Graduates and honored guests, please welcome the President of Queensborough Community College of the City University of New York, Dr. Christine Mangino.
Thank you, Grand Marshal Faulkner. And welcome, class of 2023, to Queensborough Community Colleges. Today is our 62nd commencement exercises, and I wish to extend a warm welcome to your family and friends, as well as your faculty and staff mentors. On this very special day, we celebrate the accomplishments of you, our students, who will receive your degrees and certificates. You should all be very proud. This morning, you will be official graduates of Queensborough Community College. We have nearly 1,600 students as candidates for graduation this spring, which includes nearly 500 graduates from the fall 2022 semester. Congratulations to each of you. On the platform with us today are officers of the college and university, representatives from the CUNY Board of Trustees, and esteemed elected officials. This is your day, and these distinguished guests are with us to share with you their congratulations. So please welcome Honorable Councilmember Linda Lee. Since taking office, Linda has been a true advocate for QCC and for each of you. Linda.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, you could do better than that. Good morning, everyone. Woo! This is a very exciting day. And I know it's hot in here, so I will keep my remarks brief. But I just wanted to say thank you so much, President Christine Mangino, who is such a strong advocate for every single one of you here. So let's give it up for Dr. Mangino. And my name is Linda Lee. I'm the City Councilwoman for this district, which I'm extremely excited about. And I also happen to be the daughter of immigrants, the first Korean American, one of the first Korean Americans elected to City Council, and the first woman and person of color to represent the seat. And I just want to take this time to recognize all the parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins in the room, because you guys have sacrificed everything so that your family members could be here graduating today. So let's give it up for your family members. So this institution, QCC, continues to be such a gem in the district. And you guys, this graduating class, have been through so much, going through COVID, having to navigate all that craziness, and then finally getting to the point where you can now graduate and go into so many different professions and fields that you choose. And as chair of the city's Mental Health, Disabilities, and Addictions Committee, I just want to put a plug out there, selfishly. Think about going into public service, the nonprofit sector. I am a social worker, and giving back to the community. For all of you guys that are thinking about these professions, you are very much needed, especially those of you that speak multiple languages. We need you more than ever at this point. So utilize these skills, everything that you've learned here, to really give back to your communities and to really serve your communities well that have given you everything that you have today. So I just want to really congratulate all of you, and please remember everything that you've learned here, the relationships that you've built, the skills that you have, the relationships with faculty who've really mentored you. Hold on to those relationships, and as you leave, pay it forward. Build that pipeline, make room for other folks coming after you, just like people did paying it forward for you. So I congratulate all of you. This is a very exciting day, and I can't wait to see where all of you end up. So congratulations, class of 2023. I didn't listen to anything, but...
Welcome, Deputy Borough President Ebony Young. The Borough President's Office has been a tireless advocate for our students and has made significant investments in our campus facilities and community. Please come up, Ebony. Thank you.
Let's give it up for Dr. Mangino. Let's give it up for her and all of her hard work through all of these efforts. Absolutely amazing. I am here representing our Borough President, Donovan Richards, who couldn't make it today, but I am very happy to stand in his seat. Congratulations, class of 2023. Give it up. Just Tuesday, moms, dads, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, I sat in your seat. I watched my precious baby girl, Trinity, walk across the stage to receive her bachelor's degree. And all of those feelings came up in me. Oh man, in 01, my baby was just born. She went through kindergarten, middle school, high school, and she finally made it to this. And I was elated to watch her, and all the tears were tears of joy. So what I want you to do, all of the grads, whether you're young or older and you have a support system, turn around, look to your right or left, and give a big round of applause for those supporters here today. Because we've done a lot. I've been there. And to you graduates, you are absolute light. I want you to stand in your power, regardless of what obstacles you face, who comes into your way. power through everything in life and you can make it. I know, sitting there in the living room with a laptop, my daughter looked up at me during COVID and said, "Mom, I don't think I can do this." And as a parent, I couldn't advise a child with something that I hadn't been through. And so all I looked at her and did was say, "Trinity, you are more powerful than what you could ever imagine." And that is what I want you, graduate, to leave with today. Power up when it feels low. Power up when things feel like it can't be done. Power up when obstacles stand in your way. So today, take that power and move in it. Congratulations, class of 2023.
Thank you, Deputy Borough President Young. Now please welcome Assembly Member David Weprin. Recently, I had the privilege of traveling to Albany with Assembly Member David Weprin, where we worked together to advocate on behalf of each of you at the state legislature.
Thank you, President Mangino. Good morning, honored guests, distinguished faculty, parents, and of course, you, the Queensborough College, Community College graduates of 2023. I'd like to thank President Mangino for inviting me to share a few words with this accomplished group of graduates. It is truly an honor for me to be with you today at QCC's 62nd commencement ceremony. Give yourselves a moment to take in this historic day. Today is the result of your hard work, dedication, and a testament to your character. Character instilled in you by your community, your family, and your friends. Your QCC degree is proof of all of these things, a symbol of what you have accomplished and a passport to future success. Your college career probably seemed to be a marathon of classes, projects, club meetings, job hunting, and countless other challenges. Some of you balanced your college career with other responsibilities, such as caring for a child or working at a job. On top of that, all of you faced a massive disruption of the COVID-19 pandemic. The global crisis challenged every facet of our lives. Yet through it all, you charged forward, and I'm deeply proud of each and every one of you sitting here today. So as you graduate today, don't forget to thank those who got you here. And of course, I'm referring to Google, Wikipedia, coffee, copy and paste, and of course, Zoom. You are truly a remarkable group of people who represent the best and brightest of Queens. Queens is New York's most diverse borough, probably in the world. And in fact, we often refer to it as the world's borough. If you travel across Queens, as I hope you have and will, you'll hear more than 160 languages spoken and meet residents from more than 120 different countries across the globe. Just looking around this gorgeous campus and the incredible diversity of its student body, one can immediately understand why QCC is a cornerstone of our higher educational system. As graduates of QCC, you are representative of the world's borough, and I task each and every one of you to embody the values we hold so dear in Queens: mutual respect, understanding, and acceptance. To every graduate gathered here today, I say, on behalf of myself and the New York State Assembly and the state of New York, that we are immeasurably proud of each and every one of you. I admire your steadfast determination and your hunger for success. The road ahead will be similar to what you have experienced in college. There will be projects, assignments, deadlines, and of course, responsibilities. You will be tested and graded in different ways. You will be expected to reach and surpass new goals and objectives. But as you have already proven, you'll be able to handle those obstacles and power through them. Although we use commencement as a synonym for graduation, commencement actually means the beginning or start. When my children graduated, I asked them the one question about their future. And your parents may ask you the same question tonight. When are you moving out? As you embark on your careers, each one of you will find a way to change the world in some way. The world welcomes those who strive to better themselves and those who strive to make the world a better place. Congratulations, Queensborough Community College, class of 2023.
Thank you, Assemblyman Member Weprin. Bringing greetings from the CUNY Board of Trustees is Lorraine Cortez Vasquez. Trustee Cortez Vasquez has spent over 3 decades making a positive impact on the lives of New Yorkers across 4 different sectors: corporate, nonprofit, government, and politics. She was most recently appointed by Mayor Adams as Commissioner to the Department of the Aging and has been a strong advocate for CUNY students as a member of the CUNY Board of Trustees.
Buenos dias. Good morning. Thank you, President Mangiano. It has been an honor to be here with you today. And to my distinguished public servants, thank you for your words. I hope nobody asked, when are you moving out today? I just want to say to you that every time, you're going to hear this a lot, the class of 2023. Everyone's going to celebrate you. Everyone's going to tell you how fabulous you are, and that is because you are. So I want you to take it in. You're going to probably hear it 10 more times. And every time you hear it, I want you to cheer, because you've earned every celebration and every word that people are going to, positive word that people are going to throw your way today. Because I want you to hold it in, take it in, because tomorrow you might not hear that, or the day after. So I want you, as the Assistant Borough President said, power up by using and remembering today. It is also my pleasure to honor our valedictorian. It is great to see you. Everybody, this is your valedictorian and your salutatorian, so that is great. I know that CUNY is the best education, and I can tell you that because I'm a CUNY graduate. I graduated from Hunter. I will not tell you the year, but it was more than 5 years ago. I also want you to know that, yes, you are a resilient, very unique group. You've already heard that a few times. You might hear it a few times more. Why? You've already heard. You survived the pandemic. I don't know if any one of us really survived it, but we lived through the pandemic. You taught your teachers how to teach you online. What a miracle was that? Who would have ever thought that all of our classes would have been done virtually? You have strength and you've been unwavering. But you've not only survived COVID, you live and have experienced the most divided and contentious time in this country and in this society. You have lived through the horrors, the emotions of the George Floyd murder. You have lived hearing such horrible words about immigrants. And everyone who's an immigrant in this room, you know who you are, you know where you came from, you know the values that your family has had. That is not who you are. You've also, as women and as a society, we have now less rights than I enjoyed as a woman. So I have a lot of faith in you. because I look to you to fix what many of us were unable to do. I stand in your power. Yeah, clap for yourselves, because you are going to make the difference. You're going to use that voice, that power that you have, not only for yourself, but for those who don't have the word or the power or the strength yet to find it within themselves. And as we're getting all of this power and taking control of our lives and being change agents, I'm going to remind you of one small thing, and that is kindness. We hear too much horrible language about each other. Never forget, the act of kindness can have a ripple effect and change things in the world that we're not even aware of. So be kind. I want you to be powerful. I want you to be intelligent. I want you to be bold. I want you to be fierce, but I want you to be kind. We need a little love in this world lately. So to you, the class of 2023, to all the mothers, the titis, the godmothers who were the wind beneath your wings, congratulations also. Que Dios me lo bendiga y que sigan adelante. May God bless you all.
Thank you, Trustee. Bringing greetings on behalf of the graduating class is Student Government President Kezia A. Prince.
I didn't think it was my turn yet. Good morning, President Mangino, members of the cabinet, elected officials, faculty and staff, family members, well-wishers, and the esteemed graduates of Queensborough Community College. I'd like to be the first one to say, thank God this is over. Today we become Queensborough graduates. The home of the Tigers is now home of future nurses, doctors, teachers, psychiatrists, massage therapists, and so much more. Collectively, we have all had different experiences here at QCC. That entails good times, bad times, meeting those amazing professors that are guaranteed to change your life forever, and even meeting that one professor you really hope to never see again. But nonetheless, we're here. We've made it to a place that not everyone can say they stuck around for. It's true when they say college absolutely isn't for everyone, but needless to say, here we are. We rallied through that long walk from the entrance to the quad. We rallied through walking up and down those humanities stairs, because y'all know they don't got no elevator. We even rallied through walking all the way to the end of the parking lot to go to Barnes & Noble's just because they have better snacks than the vending machine does. And lastly, we rallied through knowing 3 weeks ago that your English paper was due at 11:59 p.m. And at 11:36, I am now at paragraph 1. Graduation marks the closure of one chapter in our lives that is made possible for something even bigger. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to see where my feet take me. Luckily for us, Queensborough has provided us with the paper and the ink to cultivate a future for ourselves, no matter what life may throw at us. To the individuals that worked tirelessly all day long, but still went home and made it to those night classes. To the parents that came to school and put that work in just to go home exhausted and tired, but you still did what you had to do for the sake of your family. To those of us that suffer from depression, anxiety, and fear, not knowing what good even came from being here, let us celebrate this win together, because this is in fact the biggest win. Contrary to all doubts you've had, when you get your diploma and you throw your hat in the air later on, be proud of yourself, because I can guarantee you, your family is proud of you, this administration is proud of you, and I am extremely proud of you. In the 24 years I've been blessed to be on this earth, everything I've ever done in my life rests on the merits of putting a smile on my mother's face. A single mother who provided whatever she could for me with the limited resources that we had in a small village in Guyana made it possible for me to come to America and work indubiously to guarantee that she would be proud of me at all costs. To my grandparents, my aunts, uncles, and cousins, To my two very best friends, Melissa and Izzy, who made it possible for me to even be standing on this stage speaking with you with their tireless campaigning for me to be president. To my board, we've had our fair shares of ups and downs, but I am extremely happy I now have friends I can call family. To Ray and Gisela, you have imprinted so much knowledge and love in my heart as my school parents. To public safety, let's give it up for public safety. They kept us safe in these 2 years we've been at Queensborough. Singh, Ocasio, Arias, all of them, thank you guys. And lastly, to my love, who's always kept me on my toes and pushed me to never be average and never accept anything below a B+, because he knew exactly how much talent I possessed. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I am forever grateful, and I will continue to make you proud of me. From a golf course to the #1 community college in Queensborough, #1 community college in New York, Queensborough, you did it again. You taught us that it's only up from here, and wherever our next journey may be, we remember the great that this school has instilled in us. We are now alums, and it is up to us to keep shooting for the stratosphere. To conclude, I leave you with the words of Barack Obama. Don't just get involved. Fight for your seat at the table. Better yet, fight for your seat at the head of the table. Enjoy this win, graduates, and remember, always a tiger, once a and remember, once a tiger, always a tiger. Thank you.
Thank you, Kezia. Now bringing greetings on behalf of the faculty, Dr. Philip Pecorino, Chairperson for the Faculty Executive Committee.
A good day to you all, and a very special good day for you graduates. What is it I can offer you on this day, which is for all of you a well-earned day? Oddly, I'll start by begging an indulgence from you all, if you'll please. Allow me to take a few more minutes from you now, a few more than I usually have done in years gone by. I've averaged about 1.5 minutes. Today, I clocked it at 4:45. But be calm, it's just about 5 minutes instead of 2. I know you don't want long speeches. Understand that for me, this day is an ending. It is the last day of my 50th year teaching here at the college. My last day as head of the faculty. Now I phase away. If you interrupt, this takes longer. It's on you. For you, commencement is a beginning. You start on a journey now and are officially recognized for having achieved something that is really transformative. You are receiving the symbols for all the world to see that you are a genuine success. You have succeeded at achieving no small thing. Never forget such a truly wonderful thing as this that we recognize and honor today. It may have taken you longer than you wanted. It may have involved more help than you thought you needed, but you've done it. Never forget that you have also not simply survived, but accomplished much in what I hope will be the worst years of your life, made so by threatening and upending pandemic events and conditions. We on this platform usually speak on this occasion of what you have learned and where you're going now. I shall mix in a bit about what I have learned and what we faculty have been given by all of you. I'm thankful for what you have taught me and my colleagues about teaching and about life. It is painfully unfortunate that there are those who question or even deny the advantages of having diversity in a country, a community, a college, or a classroom. They are quite foolish in doing so and deny themselves self-enrichment. For those of us who have met all of you, we know what you've taught us about the variety of human lives and how humans can live and dream and work to fulfill those dreams. You've inspired us and you've strengthened our resolve, often in the face of adversity, many adversities, to do what we can do to help fellow humans to achieve their goals, often formed in consideration of and for the benefit of others, their families, their friends, neighbors, and even strangers. For you and for me, no one knows exactly how our life's journey will go, what turns there must be, what obstacles, what challenges, and what opportunities for those who can see them. For you, think of each and every obstacle you encounter not as an input, but just a challenge for you to use the skills you've acquired here in this college to think of alternatives and options and weigh the possible consequences, and then select the way forward for you. You are a proven and now certified skilled survivor, moving on into your uncertain future. Along the way, you must tread. Please try to be as kind as you can possibly be to those that you meet. Look for your sameness in others. It will help you to really understand what differences there may be. And now here is something for you to consider doing. Please become teachers. Teach others by your example. With a charitable heart, please think of the way you want the world to be, the way you wish it would be, and then on that journey of yours, act as if the world is the way you wish it would be, and in that way, you will help make it the world you wish it would be. You will, through your life, show and thereby teach others how life can be. What is possible for you, you will make actionable. You have the freedom to do this. You have increased the resources with which you can do this. You have achieved no small feat, and thereby are achieving the future you want for yourself. You can help shape the world you want as well. So do this. Teach. Teach us all how the world should be. Value virtue more than wealth. Value truth more than opinions. Value working with others for a common purpose more than just defending one-sided view. Value love more than anger and fear. And value the content of a person's character more than their appearance or their possessions. Value real friendship more than fame, more than prestige or power. Value family and your culture and carry them forward with you and represent them through your life and your works. Commence now a new phase of your lives. Go forth to live, to love, to learn, and to teach. Try it. You may like it. I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pecorino. So now bringing greetings on behalf of the Academic Senate is Professor Stephen Dalkey.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, President Mangino. Today is a day that I bet feels so good for everybody. I love it when good feelings come out. Sometimes they come out in the form of a tear. My husband and I were watching Ted Lasso last night. Does anybody watch Ted Lasso? Yes! That show makes people feel so good, and we had tears running down our faces, and we were asking each other, now, why does that feel so good? And it's because that people respect one another, and they see one another, and they let each other know how grateful they are for one another. I'm so grateful for my student Jadelyn, who was on stage singing earlier. When she first started at school, she and I were talking about sometimes how we get so scared, and sometimes it's really hard to keep going when we're scared, and that helped me. I think about my colleague Bjorn, who's the chair of our department, and how generous and kind he is with his time. Chair people are super, super busy. And at the end of the semester, I was having one of the most stressful days of all. There was a deadline, and there were lots of things I had to turn in that seemed at the time so important. And I couldn't find one of the documents I needed, and I thought, it's gone, and I don't know what I'm going to do, and I was so upset. Bjorn's door is always open. So I walked and I saw that door, and I went in, and he was at his computer very busy. He saw how upset I was, and he stopped what he was doing right away. I told him what had happened. He leapt out of his chair and said, you can always find things if someone helps you. It's always right there in front of you. And he went into my office with me, and there it was. He helped me. And it makes me feel good now to realize how much he's helped me and how much I want to thank him. And I guess that's part of Ted Lasso also, is that they thank one another. I bet there are people here that each of you want to say thank you to for what they did to get you where you are today. And I bet there are people who are graduating who want to let them know how good they make you feel. So let's let them know. And this is going to be hard to do. It's hard to say things on cue. It's kind of embarrassing, so let's rehearse. I'm going to give you a cue. I'm going to go like this, And when I go like that, let's all, as loudly as we can, yell out the words, thank you. Can you do that? Yeah. All right, are you ready? On the cue. That's good. Now choose one name of someone who you want to let know how good you feel about them. And say their name and then say thank you. Ready? Doesn't that sound beautiful? Choose one more. Ready? And. To me, that sounds like music, and I hope that makes you feel good. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Professor Dalkey. We now move to the portion of the ceremony where we recognize those members of our graduating class who are receiving awards. Will the recipients please come forward when I call your name? The John P. Bevilacqua Athletic Scholarship Award is presented to an outstanding student athlete who is a candidate for graduation. This year's recipient is Peter Hoffman. The John F. Kennedy Memorial Award goes to the student demonstrating outstanding college and community leadership. This year's recipient is Raheem Popley Carvey. The Martin Luther King Jr. Award is presented to a student who has demonstrated exceptional leadership in promoting harmony and appreciation of cultural diversity. This year's recipient is Hafiz Tariq. The salutatorian is a graduating student who has demonstrated strong academic performance, contributed to the Queensborough community, and embodies the mission and values of this institution. The inaugural recipient for this distinguished honor is Ho Martin Yun. The valedictorian has demonstrated superior academic performance, contributed to the Queensborough community, and embodies the mission and values of the institution. This inaugural recipient of this distinguished honor is Raheem Popley Carvey. As valedictorian, Raheem will also bring greetings on behalf of the graduating class of 2023. Please welcome Raheem. You want to come over here first?
Well, good morning, everyone, and congrats to QCC's graduating class of 2023. Family, friends, faculty, and staff, honorary dignitaries, those in person and viewing and online, thank you for celebrating with us one of the many monumental milestones in the academic and professional careers of those graduating today. It is truly an honor and a blessing to be up here today in the presence of so many loving and smiling faces on such a beautiful and influential campus. To be acknowledged as this year's valedictorian doesn't come without also acknowledging the hard work and dedication of our salutatorian, Martin Yuen, and also the other 9 nominees to get this spot. To get here was not easy, trust me, as the passion for academic excellence at Queensborough is clearly embodied by this year's graduating class. Well done, everyone. Queensborough is more than a 2-year college. It's a 2-year state of intellectual curiosity, community empowerment, and professional advancement that prepares you for the next stages in life. I live in Staten Island, so when I made the decision to enroll at Queensborough, I was not attracted by the driving time, but more so to the portrayal of a vibrant campus, rigorous coursework, and opportunities to conduct research. And I'm glad to say that I was not bamboozled. But seriously, my time spent at Queensborough on and off campus has not only rekindled the embers of my intellectual flame, but also has set them ablaze, almost rampant, illuminating a path of glorious and admirable endeavors. Homeless at 17 and then 21 with a 6-month-old baby boy, you couldn't tell me then that now I'd be the valedictorian. It was an impossible thought, but not an unattainable action. From the academic departments to the student club associations, down to the amazing individuals in the counseling center and the building and ground department, QCC has strategically fostered a nurturing and inviting institution built on not only advancing the academic success and professional prospects of its members, but also by successfully addressing and managing the physical, mental, and social strains of going to college. For this, I thank you. I thank you all. I thank you all for taking this first step on the academic ladder of success with me. At QCC, I've learned that scholarship doesn't come without intense hard work and studying, and that communities don't come together without organizing. And also, if you ask for something that 90% of the time the college probably might give it to you for free. I know some of us couldn't afford, got our cap and gowns for free, or some of us got it for half off, thanks to our student government, President Kazia. So things like that, you know, it's a small little resources that make going to college possible. But now everything isn't free, but the school does provide many resources that I know many of us took advantage of, like the scholarships, the ASAP and C-STEP programs, and the many student club activities and the free food that came with it. At QCC, opportunities for academic excellence and social belonging were plentiful. For some more than others, but we all made the best of it. I know many of us joined clubs and formed clubs for the first time. I know I did. I helped to jumpstart the Caribbean Students Coalition and the Science Research Alliance with our salutatorian. 2 clubs aimed at providing greater inclusivity and opportunities on campus to its members. As president of the Environmental Sustainability Club, my voice was heard and my vision was realized on many campus activities, including QCC's first annual RARE event, which stands for Renaissance Art Recognition Event. For some of us graduating, we were inducted into the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, highlighting your commitment to leadership, service, and knowledge. And although many of us started our first semester in the midst of the pandemic when classes were fully online, Queensborough made that transition into campus life easy and flexible, online and in-person classes. For me, though, that first semester was extraordinary because I had a "that's so Raven" kind of moment into my future career. Thanks to my general biology professor at the time, Miss Johanna Navarro, I've been a member of the prestigious NIH Bridges program here on campus since February 2022. And since then, I've been completely enamored with research, engaging with the scientific community and advancing my knowledge base for the critical thinking and problem-solving skills needed to tackle the major enigmas that puzzle and plague humanity. I'm pleased to say that my time, just like all of yours at QCC, was well spent. I've had the honor to work on groundbreaking cancer research in the biology lab of the amazing Dr. Ghoshal here at QCC, and the chemistry lab of Dr. Sanjay Patak at Queens College. I've also had the privilege to present my work at various research conferences and network with many courageous and intelligent, like-minded scientists. I've always wanted to be a neurosurgeon since the 3rd grade, but the ethos and guidance of my research mentors, coupled with the scientific culture on campus and at conferences, has greatly influenced me to secure my MD, PhD, possibly in biochemistry or neuroscience. So, to my fellow graduates, to be at commencement today doesn't mean that you've had the best grades, that you've worked the hardest, or that you're the smartest, but that we've all equally taken the necessary steps to secure our associate's degree in our respective fields. All that matters is that we made it. Through the sleepless nights, work hours, and study sessions, we made it. Through the high and low test scores, personal gains and financial losses, we made it. Through the pandemic, we made it. Like Harriet Tubman reaching the North with those first few escaped slaves, we made it. Like Neil Armstrong and the Apollo Moon 11 landing, we made it. Like the first Black presidential family in the White House, we made it. Remember this day. Remember it. Remember this triumph and return for more. Don't stop chasing your dreams, seeking new horizons while conquering old shores. Time is the only valuable resource we can never get back. So let's secure our bachelors while time is still in store. Thank you, everyone.
So it's my pleasure to welcome State Senator John Liu. Senator Liu is a longtime friend and neighbor of QCC and has shown up to support our students time and time again.
Good morning. What a day it is. I apologize that you are in your cap and gown when it's 85 degrees. I was thinking about doing it, but I didn't think about it very long. But in any event, I'm so proud and honored to be at this commencement exercise. First, let me thank President Mangino, all the staff and faculty at Queensborough Community College, where they have produced yet another bumper crop of graduates. Let's give them a round of applause. Congratulations to the parents and family members who are so proud and happy to see their loved one reach this milestone in their lives. And most of all, congratulations to the class of 2023 at Queensborough Community College. This is a day that you have earned. You have worked long and hard, and as our speaker just before said, it hasn't been easy. It's been a difficult few years, something that no one could have even imagined just a few years ago. But as was said, the graduates, you stuck through it. You persevered, and you have reached this day, and it is your day. And as we celebrate your success and celebrate the beginning of your continuing efforts, we know that here in New York, we have tremendous challenges. We have tremendous challenges coming out of this global pandemic. We have tremendous economic challenges. We have challenges with regard to healthcare, housing, education. These are all the key issues of this day. And with your degrees in hand, you are going to undoubtedly be part of that solution as we maneuver our way into bigger and better things, as you personally will do. And I gotta say, it's all about building foundations. And the foundation that you have already built here at QCC will pave your path forward. No doubt there's gonna be difficult days coming up, but I encourage you never to see any difficulty as obstacle, but more as challenge. Challenge to continue to further your skills, hone your character, and build even more upon the foundation that you have already built. And you never know. For you, the sky's the limit. You could go on to a lot of things. You know, when I was growing up here, I actually grew up right behind QCC on Kenilworth Drive. I made use of the facilities here myself, me and my brothers. We used to play in the tennis courts. They were locked, but somehow we got into them. But there were no nets. We strung a rope across to be the mock net. But you know, you do what you can with what you got. And you are all too familiar with that, and you never know. I never knew that someone who, you know, I'm an immigrant here, came when I was 5 years old, was born in Taiwan. I still have, on the back of my neck, it says, made in Taiwan. But I had a chance to grow up here and go on to university like all of you. I never once did I imagine that someone like me could ever run for office, let alone get elected to the New York State Senate. And listen, the point is, if I could do it, so can each and every one of you. Or you can go on to the neurosciences, or you can go start a business, go into nursing, whatever profession you aspire to, maybe even one day come back to QCC and join the faculty. Join the faculty. There's so many things you can do. The sky's the limit. So let me not overstate my welcome here, but once again, thank you to President Mangino and all the staff and faculty. What they have done here is not just graduate another class of outstanding young people, and young people as well as people who are young at heart. That's what QCC is about. But they, by doing so, they have rendered tremendous service to our city, state, and nation. Thanks once again to our parents and family members. It really is with your love and support that our graduates have gotten to this day. And most of all, once again, congratulations to the class of 2023 at Queensborough Community College.
So we have one more elected official with us who is making his way to the stage. Please give a warm welcome for Senator Chuck Schumer. Democratic Majority Leader Schumer has spent his career advocating for New Yorkers, including keeping CUNY affordable and accessible for all. Please give him a warm welcome. Thank you so much.
First and foremost, to the class of 2023, congratulations, you've made it. I'm a little late because, as you may have seen, late last night, the Senate voted against some of those sons of guns who wanted to let us default and hurt everybody. We voted to prevent default. I got in a car at midnight, drove up from Washington. Here I am. Now, I want to thank your great president, Christine Mangino, the members of the faculty, the staff, the administrators, the clerks, all the way down to the people who keep the place clean late at night. Together, you have made Queensborough Community College one of the best community colleges, not just in Queens, not just in New York City, not just in New York State, but in the whole USA. Job well done. I'd like to say a word to the parents. I know how you feel, parents. Just a short while ago, seems like a short while ago, my wife Iris and I sat where you did, watched our daughter Allison come up on the stage and get her diploma. It was one of the proudest days of our lives. And as you know, parents, it's not easy raising kids these days. But now, you get to watch all of your blood, sweat, and tears pay off as your son or daughter walks on the stage, gets that diploma, and becomes an adult before your very eyes. Let's hear it for the moms and dads. And one more word of thanks. We're having a great time right here this morning. But there are young men and women your age, here from Queens, who are in our armed forces. And they're overseas in dangerous places, risking their lives for us. Let's have a round of applause for them. Now, to this great class of 2023. You know, the challenges of the last few years have truly been unique. I'm sure you expected your time in college to bring new experiences, but that probably didn't include a global pandemic. And yet here you are, after having earned a degree from a great institution of higher learning. You overcame immense obstacles to get here. Nothing and nobody can ever take that away from you. We have more work to do, but little by little, life's coming back to normal. It took a lot of work to reach this point. As Majority Leader, the first ever from New York, I worked hard to pass the American Rescue Plan, which put money in the pockets of working families and small businesses here in Queens who were hurt by the pandemic. And in those relief bills, I was proud to secure $76 million for Queensborough Community College to help it through and help you through the pandemic. And one thing more I'm working to achieve. I'm working with the President, the House, the Senate, the courts, to finally cancel all of that damn student debt that is on your shoulders. You shouldn't have to walk through life with that burden. So, graduates, as we all know, this is an era of profound economic and social change. In the old days, when you graduated from college, the odds were pretty high you'd have the same job, often in the same field, for 40 years. That's not so true anymore. Many of you will have several jobs, some of you even several careers. And along with these economic changes, the internet has put so much information at our fingertips that it's sometimes hard to figure out what's important and what's not, and to distinguish between what's true and what isn't. All too often on the internet, the loudest voices get the most attention. But the good news, class of 2023, about our changing world is this: your generation is better equipped than any generation that came before it to adapt to these changes, to overcome the obstacles they present, to seize the opportunities they afford. But right now, sitting in your seats, you may not be sure of what's going to happen next. With so much of the world changing around you, sometimes it may feel like you're jumping into an abyss. But graduates, the key is not to fear the unknown. Embrace it, relish it, soak up every possibility it has to offer, and cast aside your fears. My advice to the class of 2023 is simple: go for it. Now, how do I know? Because I remember experiencing those same doubts when I was your age. When I was seated at college graduation many years back, like you are today, I had just learned that I had won a scholarship to travel all around the world, all expenses paid, for a whole year. For me, it was the opportunity of a lifetime. My family didn't have much money. My father was an exterminator in Brooklyn. I had never been out of the country before. So it was a great opportunity. But at the same time, graduates, I met a girl and I fell in love. Aww. So graduates, I had to decide. Do I go around the world on the all-expense-paid scholarship for a whole year? Or do I stay home with the girl, my first true love? What would you have done, class of 2023? President Mangino, the class is divided. I stayed home with the girl. Nope, don't clap now, you romantic over there. The story unfolds. That summer, she went on a brief vacation, and I went to LaGuardia to meet her on her return. as soon as she got off the plane. I saw by the look on her face something was the matter. She dumped me by Labor Day. There I was, no scholarship, no trip around the world, no girl. I said to myself, what a loser you are. You're never going to make anything of yourself. And in fact, I sat in my house for several months, moped around, felt bad for myself. But somehow, I picked myself up, dusted myself off, and moved forward. And a few years later, I found myself seated at graduation once again, this time from law school. But on the way home from graduation, I told Mom and Dad I wasn't going to join the fancy law firm like we had planned. I told them that politics was my passion. My dream was to run for office. My parents were shocked. My mother was particularly disappointed. You see, I grew up in a working-class family that struggled to send me to college, and the law firm, this fancy law firm, was paying $400 a week, which was more money than my family had ever seen. But my heart wasn't in it. I didn't want to be pushing a pencil for some wealthy client I didn't know and probably wouldn't have liked if I ever met him. My public was public service. I wanted to run for office and make the world a better place. So that fall, graduates, at the age of 23, and against very long odds, I ran for the New York State Assembly, and I had 3 opponents. There was a party machine candidate, there was a neighborhood activist, and then there was my mother, who was telling all her friends not to vote for me. So as she said, I'd get this dumb idea of being a politician out of my big, thick head. Well, graduates, a few years earlier, I sure didn't get that girl. But that November, I won the election. So, to this great class on your day of achievement, my advice, take the risk. Don't let those doubts, that fear of failure, deter you. For those of us who've gotten older, some of the more painful moments are what we might call the what-ifs. You sit back and think, what if I had only done this? What if I had only gone there? My advice to the class of 2023 is simple. Go for it. You're about to cast into the unknown. That can be scary, I know that. But you've got great assets, a great education here at Queensborough, loving families that are always going to have your back through thick and thin. So garner up your courage, garner up your strength, put aside your doubts, take a chance. And if you do, it is my hope, it is my prayer, and indeed it is my confidence that you will find true joy and true success in life. To this great class, Queensborough 2023, congratulations, good luck, Godspeed, and don't forget, go for it. Whoops. Thank you. Great to be here. Thanks for the good job you did. Thank you, everybody. Great job. Graduates, we love you.
So graduates, as I look out at you, I am filled with so much joy. I, like many of you, was a first-generation community college student, and I once sat where you are today, just a few minutes away from becoming a proud community college graduate. And I will always remember the deep pride I felt crossing the finish line. You, too, will always remember this day, which marks the beginning of the next chapter of your lives. You have proven what it takes to succeed in college, and that may not seem like such a big deal, but believe me, it is. Not every student who enters college continues to earn their degree, and at community colleges across the United States, far fewer students actually graduate than do. Let that sink in. This is a big deal, and I hope you are filled with pride. There is nothing magical about the success you feel right now. It is the result of your passion, your patience, perseverance, and the promise you made to yourself to graduate one day. You have kept that promise, and here you are. I want you to know that you will always have a home at Queensborough, and that each of you will continue to hold a special place in our hearts. And now, with all the success you have achieved, I ask you to pay it forward. Share your words of wisdom, your secrets to success, and even the mistakes that you may have made along the way with fellow students who aren't yet ready to graduate, and more importantly, with family and friends who may be hesitant about starting college. There is value in the knowledge that you have garnered, and I ask that you share it. I also ask that you remember that as hard as you worked to get to this moment, you did not get here alone. Family, friends, and loved ones supported you along the way. They understood when you had to miss events in order to study, or that they may have saved dinner for you on the nights that you came home late. And for those of you who are parents, they babysat for you when you needed to finish your project. Where would any of us be without our village? This is a joyful day for them as well, and it's fitting that we take a moment to thank them for their support. And now that you have proven yourselves not only as college students, but as college graduates, remember that you have the ability to do anything and be anyone. Push yourselves outside your comfort zone and always believe in yourself. Life will often throw obstacles our way, but you can never let that stop us from reaching our goals or, more importantly, enjoying the journey along the way. Your experiences and interactions with one another and the faculty and staff have positively impacted your life. The caring community you have thrived in will always be a part of you, and you are empowered to make 2023 and beyond a better, more equitable, and kinder world. You will do great things. You will impact the world, and you will always make us proud. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2023. And now the moment you've been waiting for. Our Grand Marshal Faulkner will join me as we prepare to confer upon you your degrees.
We shall now proceed with the conferring of degrees and certificates. The candidates will be presented by Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Sandra Palmer. Will the audience please refrain from applauding until degrees for each group have been conferred and certificates granted? Will the candidates for the degree of Associate in Arts please rise?
President Mangino, these candidates have met all the requirements for their degrees. I am pleased to present them to you, and I respectfully request that you confer upon them the degree of Associate in Arts.
I'll give them, the students will give them to you.
Upon the recommendation of the Interim Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, as well as the faculty of the college, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Associate in Arts with all the rights, privileges, immunities, and honors thereunto appertaining. Students wearing blue and white cords are graduating with honors. Students wearing yellow stoles and tassels are members of the Phi Theta Kappa International Honor Society. Additionally, you will see students wearing Kenta stoles. They represent our Black and African American students celebrated at Queensborough's first Sankofa celebration. And the lavender stoles are for our students who identify as members of the LGBTQIA+ community.
Tokima. Charmaine Velez. Jesse Bernard. Okay. Is your Jesse? Okay, you're good. Suzette Manzano. Nazila Khan. Melina Terry. Kylie Marcel. Yasmin Castro. Ilka Kozi. Desiree Morales. Janice Washington. Angel McKindy Gloria Mondesier. Anna Brianna Ross. Nicholas Piscota. Imani Paul. Lisi Gonzalez Veliz. Donisha Hope. Ara Brown Rhodes. Maya Simmons. Charles Headland. Ashley Torres. Samantha Roberts. Folukimi Onloshi. Dejanae Noble. Ariel Alert. Andrea Rivera. Jocelyn Asintimbe. Opal Burford. Aaron Feely. Douglas Paz. Romy Rajan. Nube Pastuzaka. Saida Ferdu. Michelle Escobar Maya. Jasmine Huisa. Brian Benitez. Brittany Nieves. Michelle Lopez Escobar. Betsy Urina. Melanie Paron. Hannah Ramos. Alicia Mohammed. Arlana Fana. Grismerlin Concepcion. Daisy Aleam. Natalia Cararica. Jillian Bellio. Elise Russell. Daniel Belezar. Jennifer Velota. Mohammed Shuderi. Joely Duke. Carlos Lopez. Michelle Teneda. Cynthia Massey. Destiny Bynes. Arlene Hago. Fariha Janat. Pamela Viraprino Gonzalez. Congratulations. Fatima Zohra. Somari Asif. Kirsha Firon. Benjamin Susio. Shami Kanon. Dorothy Yaller. Perla Espinosa. Alia Lakani. Gina Bailey. Mokira Abdu Hakimova. Jennifer Velesila. Magdalena Mosya. Dana Vargas.
Noor Janat, Taicha Jean, Jacqueline Dominguez Reyes, Michelle Collado, Anya Elidel, Charlene Arrington, Amina Akindela, Jalil Farmer, Lamar Lakins, Carmen Rodriguez, Cristina Paulina, Estratos Coton Lanis, Nicole Salinas, Tiquesha Smith, Isma Ahmed, Tania Yoon Bostic McPhail, Brandon Roth, Ahmed Musa, Michele Samuel, Santa Peralta, Devija Niban, Kaya Sanchez, Brianna Gold Lewis, Kanu Green, Marina Claudeth Hernandez, Khalil Cardwell, Gloria Alfonso Herrera, Gabriela Casabianca, Brian Briglia, Sebal Gil, Joanna Zhang, Cheyenne Gross, Ode Kuala, Anuar Arias, Andrew Lopez Jr., Amana Rambaran, Jessica Zapata, Rafaelina Stefanides, Tawid Ahmed, Chloe Cherry, Kevin Huang, Ramon Alfredo Vallarta, Charlie Riviera Jr., Cheyenne Pelias, Adams Michelle, Joanna Guevara, Alvin Lee, Raynel Carrasco, Jonathan Dan, David Ruiz, Ruben Poindexter, Nisamba Williams, Jacqueline Ox, Patrice White, Rochelle Leon, Lovina Taluk Guthrie, Ethan Wise, Ruben Franco, Christopher Tyner, Mohammed Khair, Kyra Charles, Roxanne Johnson, Natasha Lord, Jaden Andre, Sophia Carroll, Arizona Almazar, Stephanie Gomez Morales, Nela Gomez Romero, Jasmine Enriquez, Dania Sarmiento, Paulina Cofrey, Sage Idefonso, Tatiana Roa Agueltelo, Marcus Tatis, Jeffrey Austin, George Garcia. Carissa Ashwal. Eleanor Patterson. Lolita de Cyrano. William Jean. Chimera Faith Newcastle. Aileen Bonilla. Job Xavier. Kezia Prince. Adama Terran. Angel Villatoro.
You're up.
Amanda Singh.
You hit the button when it's time. So
Will the candidates for the degree of Associate in Applied Sciences please rise?
The candidates for the degree of Associate in Applied Science are assembled. President Mangino, these candidates have met all the requirements for their degrees. I am pleased to present them to you, and I respectfully request that you confer
Jesus.
upon them
Jesus.
the degree
Marin?
of Associate in Applied Science.
Upon the recommendation of the interim provost and vice president, as well as the faculty of the college, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Associate in Applied Science, with all the rights, privileges, immunities, and honors thereunto pertaining.
Jesus Marin. Nabeter Sauer Sanda. Gregory Aronoff. Jadelyn Walker. Daniel Walker. Jeremy Ramos Sr. Akil Joseph. Matthew Pang. Mohammed Shakil Mohammed Salim. Anastasia Dunlop Hanau. Jamie Avalos Hernandez. Odalis Ilescas. Fatima Isa. Getsemani Taban. Kathy Martos. Patricia Murad. Matthew Dultz. Chanel Vasquez. Darjani Madera. Vanita Silachan. Renato Compres. Iwa Watches Chawa. Owen Lam. Gaurav Sharma. Anthony Agostini. Javi Delgado. Maria Santos. Damaris Cruz. Yoli Mallorquin. Nayeli Martinez. Nayeli Humada. Renee Rochester, Cindy Gill, Milady Corsino, Gladys Diaz, Evandale Ruby Saho, Jordan Antoine, Shafia Harb Ahmed, Shilpi Akhter, Pooja Sakar, Mabuba Chowdhury, Tizan Stevens Ivory, Michelle Matut, Meng Sun, Anas Sheikh, Samantha Chaitram, Stephanie Luna, Stephen Seed Hari, John Pavana, Sanula Arafat, Caroline Almonte Mendoza, Josiah Olivo, Ray Roby Manalo, Oluwato Sin Owihilu, Jose Vasquez, Jutius Salim, Lorenzo Zorilla, Daniel Campbell, Keishava Jones, Elvin M. Ponsa, Shanum Carter, Idrani Reginald, Michael Amaral Jr., Anang Sumanu, Lauren Fabius, Shamsun Alam, Muhammad Alam, David Clark, Athena Misaloras, Ashley Khan, Shazim Ali, Vincent Rodriguez, Andres Ferreira, Stephen Ho, Alex Yanchatunya Ortiz, Karina Torres Martinez, Carolina Escobar, Francesca Mendez Sagbe, Miguel Steven Montanes Garces, Mahmoud Sano, Eduardo Flores, Jahir Sikdar, Fellow Nicholas, Calvin's Antoine, Rashante Garland, Ramongles Lewis, Benjamin Kim, Stephanie Fenelon, Isla DeMary, Mael Baku, Miao Chen Tom, Maria Diaz, Alicia Gonzalez, Christopher Ortiz Fajardo, Khalid Farhad, Raja Barry, Daniel Matthew, Maya McKenzie, David Jr. Fernandez, Marina Blab Shaitan, Anthony Gedrich, Brendan Bliss, Andrew Serrano, Kelly De La Cruz, Katie Herr, Andrew Trimmer, Nigeria Blunt, Yukido Hirota, Lori Beth Alban, Makiba Payne. Shin Peng Fu. Brianne Faison. Mark Tempro. Angel Gonzalez. Angel Gomez. Angelito Jacopo. Jing Wei Zhang. Yan Wang. Mandisa Hall. Stephanie Scott. Sabiha Noor. Shobha Jaikaran. Chandler Dupras. Kenji St. Fleur. Juan Guzman. Maylin Rodriguez. Travis Booth. Erwin Arias. Jorge Cortez.
Same name.
Samantha Marty. Jesus Suarez. Miguel Gonzalez. Tiffany Caesar. Shanice Mohammed. Avril Hall. Liliwati Kopp. Daria Page Gregory. Deranica Collins. Lillian Negron. Jennifer Wu Ortega. Amanpreet Kaur. Vidya Sharma. Victor Arevalo. Jenny Oak. Asmal Chowdhury. McLaren's Alexis.
Will the candidates for the degree of Associate in Science and for certificates please rise?
The candidates for the degree of Associate in Science are assembled, as are the candidates for certificates. President Mangino, these candidates have met all the requirements for their degrees. I am pleased to present them to you, and I respectfully request that you confer upon them the degree of Associate in Science and grant their certificates.
Upon the recommendation of the interim provost and vice president, as well as the faculty of the college, and by the authority invested in me by the Board of Trustees of the City University of New York, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Associate in Science with all the rights, privileges, immunities, honors thereon appertaining, and I grant you these certificates.
Malkeet Singh Gill. Yoshaya Fleming. Logan Rinsler. Jayla Smith. Darylyn Pacheco. Wilson Esteen. Stephanie Bantha Cerisier. Raheem Popley Carvey. Dulce Bautista. Anudi Martinez. Nazmus Saqib. Keen Bowen. Koshi Budram. Enjedi Meran. Mary Sankar. Bibi Harun. Hafiz Tariq. Peter Hoffman. Christina Williams. Ho Martin Yuen. Habib Shah. Stuart Felix. Christopher Garcia. Suzette Anglen. Jenny Banegas. Kashani Cunningham. Devin Moncayo. Alyssa Rodriguez. Marie Joseph. Libania Lantigua. Liz Guerrero Granda. Ipek Yurtutan. Janelia Noel. Sahar John. Selena Torres. Nicole Peñazola Barros. Diana Trotman. Kenneth Astudillo. Tavon Venture. Taquilia Adams. Nadine Jameson. Emma Noel Aguilar. Aisha Mahmoud. Yarlene Leonardo. Aslin Mesa Patricio. Catherine Bautista. Victoria Martinez. Elise Evans. Akelia Mahaika. Ria Patel. Aniza Shakil. Zelma Morales. Ayana Ritchie. Tahur Al-Gador. Sadia Fernandez. Summer Lee. Stephanie Makolo. Mohamed Furkan. Loris Nunez Mendez. Brandon Ackerman. Leonela Contreras. Juan Benalcazar. Natifa Neverson. Ali Opont. Yanyu Ke. Bibi Atia Noor. Silvia Fernanda Quiñones Rincon. Jerry Lee. Nina Zabat Borsa. Nicholas Alfred. Saher Sadiki. Benverly Francois François. Mehdi Karim. Hong Luo. Joseph Urbina Diaz. Marina Royo. Sansita Karan. Sean Temples Jr. Giovanni Murphy. Zoe Wu. Lisbeth Colon. Aditi Dasanai. Osaragwe Urubaman. Rehan Dewan. Emmanuel Iguma. Jean Gardi Pierre. Jessica Guzman. Ching Ding. Danielle Campbell. Anita Rampersad. Nelissa Lovera Jorge. Khadija Kamara. Katie Vigil Talavera. Shadyan Smith. Davina Walsh. Kevin Bueno. Scarlin Severino Lorenzo. Arbin Ryan. Prema Rupnarain. Charlotte Charles. Brittany K. Saunders. Bethva Robert. Manal Al-Saidi. Angeli Sullivan Quintana. Allison Wu. Crystal Rosario. Ison Mendez Fagnet. Sorry?
Jazz Wyndham.
Jazz Wyndham. Diana Troya.
Jennifer Marbashev.
Jennifer Marvishev.
Catherine Gomez.
Catherine Gomez. Carla Andino. Manuela McGovern. Kayla Phillips. Olamipose Akinfaleya. Nataskia Seymour. Indpreet Kaur. Sofiani Galot. Catherine Trinia Hill. Angelica Acosta Abreu. America Rodriguez. Songshin Chen. Rohini Dunat. Priscilla Reyes. Nirvik Pandey. Wejia Su. Valerie Muse. Shivangi Sharma. Henry Jumi. Tranel Cameron. Tiffany Newman. Rihanna Prashad. Stephanie Torres. Jagjit Japra, Jason Rangel, Babakar Wade, Abdur Rahman Twahil, Josanne Williams, Nathaniel Adamson Thomas, Tanim Ahmed, Rose Felix, Bernardo Davilmar, Elvira Taveras de Veras, Maria Inatiok, Sundos Al-Khatib, Devana Gonzaga, Dwight Hadley, Luanen Albuja, Destiny Rodriguez, Tamara Williams, Ruth Onu, Sharon Dihas Barat, Daisha Auslander, Jennifer Alexandra Arcila Romero, Stephen Ulysses, Brittany Tokpli, Jennifer Miranda, Michael Hidalgo, Juan Flores, Kenneth Ortiz, Rashid Sharif, Ayana Paulino, Wendy Rodriguez, Kevin Ramsar, Ashley Hernandez Correas, Kimari Patterson, Anahi Torrico, Allison Mondragon, Haley Law, Sabi Lohant, Joseph Elijah McCoy, Jennifer Piaga, Jessica Martinez, Yulissa Lainez Mejia, Shaveen Black, Jasmine Torres Ventura, Jade Pagan, Alison Villanueva, Maria Astudillo Flores, Leslie Ann James, Sarah Persaud, Poonam Persaud, Oscar Alarcon Benitez, Catherine Del Rosario, Yasmin Rahman, Harkirat Singh, Maria Fuentes Torres, Ashley Hamid, Elvin Gomez, Justin Mercado, Ricardo Ixco Kutz, Mohammed Kane, Kristen Levy, Yan Lee, Astrid Hernandez, Daisy Gordillo, David Abramov, Aisha Benjamin, David Atienza, Juninho Juca, Jonathan Hernandez, Francisco N. Hernandez, Kenrick Baksh, Devin Sanchez, Gabriel Salas, Juan Chi. Renee Antigua. Idalia Martinez. Caitlin Rocco. Mia Blagrove. Jos Achila Salamea. Darnell Delancey. John Yabijo. Loretta Zenakis. Catherine Cuellar. Brian Cruz. Sania McQueen. Kimar Lindo. Jado Singh. Matthew Netterman. Prince Everts. Halima Barry. Harkirat Singh. Olivia Elizabeth Walker. Mores Jaluna Oporto. James Babo. Alberto Flecha. Bindu Sukram. Masuma Khanom. Ana Al-Jilani. Esther Dahan. Kabir Janat. Roshana Francis. Diamond Feliciano. Kyle Ulmer. Shelley Ligonde. Nayel Jenkins. Brooke Gonzalez. Melissa Etorbides Estaquillo. Myra Dawn Fernandez. Arafen Rahman. Okay. Oh. Jennifer Romero. Amon Labib. Josiah Ward. Debbie Nandani. Victoria Ramirez. Jessica Shelwa. Num Islam. Lei Han. Afrina Tamana. Anthony Palta Castro. Shirley Vega Vascones. Eric Quito Argudo. Brianna Singh. Maritza Howell. Kalanya Moncrief. Alexis Rivera. Daniel Giraldo. Brianna Da Costa. Sheila Vacas. Reshma Suraj. Jair Ramirez. Malikre Anthony. Olafunke Abionna. Chalcian Wright Marston. Naya Kernesan. Valerie Valdez Ordonez. Brian Hernandez. Joy Ramsanai. Pin Wong. Danielsa Guerrero. Cristina Lafleur. Daisy Naranjo. Kingswin Chong. Katie Garcia. Karina Sobha. Selena Hamilton. Feishia Hao. Bryant Garcia. Sonia Rodney. Cedric Bustos. Ravendra Singh. Dylan Avery. Brindisis Ventura. Anisur Raman. Jeffrey Florencio. Tyler Tviten. Caleb Kirchagesanyar. Anju Lee. Kayla Oyola. George Waller. Bianca Bernier. Amandalee Diaz. Jonathan Shields. Maggie Munoz. Naila Abdur Rahim Chandler. Alyssa Lampedusa. Mike Argudo. Princeton Davis. Kiara Soto. Daniel Diaz. Fabiana Fuentes Mosqueda. Juliana Sanchez. Jaquan Rose. Ariana Natalie Zelaya. Zarina Medwinter. Aaliyah Morris. Karen Noisley. Justin Nguyen. Ivan Wong. Mingyoung Kim. Anthony Martinez. Benjamin Jiang. Kamishia Ellis. Keisha Lewis. Kimberly Gonzalez. Sabiha Islam. Zakia Jui. Neema Jurami. Usman Ali Chauhan. Jinhee Ma. Sabrina Akili. Isaiah Japal. John Molinares. Ashley Ramnandan. Amanda Kisoon. Mohammed Kareem. Samin Abab. Monica Rodriguez. Brittany Galindo. Freddie Bravo. Yasmin Rodriguez. Sofia Rosado. Jaylene Hermosen. Emily Iturres. Regina Bisram. Calvin Abraham. Zachary Fox. Corey Couchman. Kevin Bedoya. Alicia Japal. Brania Kaye Palma. Jacqueline Bayer. Anissa Napier. Emmanuel Figitakis. Shamika Horsley. Sierra Orival. Lydia Houghton Foster. Sabina Augustine. Christian Diaz. Anita Juarez. Johan Diaz. Christopher Velasquez. January Kayaya. Luca Goldberg. Duma Bufa. Cameron Delaleo. Daniel Santiago. Jamaica Fraser. Wanjun Yan. Sukarman Singh. Muhammad Dawood. Christina Gomez Shnohokian. Deborah Nunez. Kara Green. Benjamin Ishakov. Thomas Romero. Kayla Lopez Hidalgo. Karina Montes de Oca. Michael Lopez. Somebody had it.
So the best moment still to come for those of you still in our audience, right? Graduates, you have been conferred a degree which brings rights and privileges. And as a graduate, you will have a responsibility in your community to be a participant, make a difference. Queensborough graduates pledge to leave the world a better place than you found it. Will the class of 2023 please stand? In recognition of the conferment of your degree, please move your tassel of your cap from the right to the left side. Congratulations. And as this ceremony comes to a close, please remain in your seats for the processional and until all members of the platform party have exited. Afterward, you are invited to meet your faculty by the department banners displayed along the track. Your teachers and staff who have played such an important role in your lives will congratulate you and wish you well. Thank you all for being with us today.